Pretty Cross. Hi, my name is Anna.
And I'm Peyton.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with some very highly requested videos, and we will be reacting to ONEUS's 1TheK dance covers that they did.
So the two videos we'll be watching today are, first, ONEUS Dance Monkey Performance, and then the second one is, I think, a compilation of ONEUS dance covers of Billie Eilish, BTS, and 17. Let's go! Stage break! ONEUS.
They look like mannequins.
I mean, they're frozen.
The way that Raven's dressed, though, it makes me think of Toy Story. Like, they're like the toys.
Yudo's outfit looks like Donald Duck.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine.
I wish the video was full screen though.
You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to
Oh,
see you
I guess they are supposed to be like mannequins or like marionettes to some extent.
Yeah, it's like Capelia. Or it was.
It's just, this is not the concept I would have expected for this song. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm just like
what?
Also, because
That was
based
cool.
on the thumbnail, this doesn't look, does it do like one of those switch things?
That's what I'm kind of expecting.
I thought it was gonna happen for the chorus.
I'm wondering if the dance style is gonna change.
I mean, it got darker, so... Door creaking. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, with things like this, I just want to watch the whole dance, not like the facial close-ups. Oh, I mean, like, that facial was really good, but you know what I mean. I don't like those masks.
I love it.
Well,
Oh, the upside down is such. Oh, I wish they hadn't turned the camera.
why would they do that? Now she's back.
It's like evil Toy Story.
Aw. Oh, but he's still evil. Okay. Hello! So, unlike our other videos, I will actually be making comments first, because since this is dance, I really don't have anything to say. And that is correct. The thing is, like, what else can I say besides, like, oh, it was cool? And I think it's cool how they, like, did the whole styling change, because it's a really cool concept, because I did not expect them to be dressed like Disney characters or like this childish set for a song like this. And like the sort of like more horror creepy concept is cool, but I also just like don't like scary things. But the Hwanwoong dance solo was really cool, especially like the ending where they go down and show his face and he's still dressed up, like he still has like the makeup of like the other alter ego evil twin. But I really don't have anything to say. I'm sorry. Peyton, your turn.
So I have some things to say. I don't have a ton to say though, and one reason it's just really hard to talk about stuff like this when it's a performance video, and I'm not looking to critique it because like this is the final version that they are all happy with. So like I don't need to sit there and be like, oh, this could have been different. And especially when it's original choreography, like I am not the creator of that choreography, so it feels weird to go in and be like, oh, I wish like this had happened. Because music is art and dance is also art, and it's a way to express, in this case, music and to express a story, and there are many different ways you could express this song. But yeah, like Anna, I did like how the concept had the change in the middle of it. Like I said, it reminded me of Coppelia. I love when stuff is like marionettes, but also I love horror, so I thought that was really cool in the middle. And I thought more than that the dance style changes for the different sections was really interesting, because like when it was the beginning and it was all bright and happy and they just looked kind of like the dolls, their styles are very light, almost like they weren't completely dancing on the ground, like, you know, with string puppets, how their feet don't like actually have weight on the ground. That was the feeling that it was giving me. A lot of their movements, especially the jumps in the chorus, like I said, oh, that was cool when they did one of the jumps, and that was literally like the way their legs moved looked like a string doll, like a string puppet, which goes with the arms they were doing too. And then when it switched to the darker concept, it got a little bit more grounded, like not so much more grounded to the point you could tell they were still like dolls, just evil now. It was a little bit sharper, and it like started to change, and you could see that sort of like evil edge to it. And then at the end, with all of the strobe lights, the movement got a lot more chaotic right before the very end when it cut off and went black before it opened back up to the happy scene again. So I thought that was really cool, the way that they had really changed the dance style, but there was this like underlying like acknowledgement that the character they were playing still had this like doll-like quality to it. I didn't acknowledge what you were saying during the reaction, Anna, so I'm sorry. But I do agree with the camera angle thing. One of my pet peeves for not just K-pop groups, but any dance performance is that if you're gonna watch a dance, you should show the whole stage, because like that's the point. The whole stage is what's communicating the story, and as much as I love to see their faces, it's so much more interesting to see the dancing that they're doing. But that's just like something that happens a lot in all dance videography for some reason. That was kind of frustrating, especially like the part in the horror when they were, I know Raven was one of them, and the two other members that I don't remember who, were bent backwards over the couch with the masks on, and it would have been such a cool shot if they had just like left it there, but then they twisted it so it looked right side up, and I was like, but why? Why would you make them bend backwards if you're just gonna twist it? It has to be talked about though. Hwanwoong, like Hwanwoong Center, Hwanwoong Facials, Hwanwoong Dance Solo. Wee Bin knew. He's a great performer. He has wonderful facials. Like, I was not surprised at all when it started and you could tell he was going to be the center, because he so easily communicates the two different characters that he's playing, right? Like, it's completely different. And you can see the change in his eyes when he adopts the second character. And his dance scene was just so pretty in the middle after he like ran out of the camera. That was one thing that was really cool, when he like ran out of the frame. That was really cool. But I loved the dance scene where it was like the light shining on him while everything else was black, the spotlight. And it was just so pretty. Like, there were movements where he literally felt like he was floating, and I think the like black with just the light shining on him contributed to that. And it goes back to that whole feeling of like a doll that's not real, that's not really touching the ground. Like, there was one moment where he went to the ground, but it felt like he floated down, and I was like, oh, that was so pretty. And it really contrasted like the jerkier movements that he did towards the end. So it was like in his solo, he communicated the entire storyline of the whole dance break in that little interlude. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Next.
So, second video that we are watching is a mashup compilation of covers, songs by Billie Eilish, BTS, and 17. I'm assuming that that will be the performance order, considering that is the order they're in the video title. But yeah, let's just go.
Let's go.
He's in the back of a truck. Is he
Are they gonna guess the
blindfolded?
bad guy?
I mean, I don't know. I just assumed it would be Bad Guy, because Bad Guy was
Yeah.
really big in Korea.
Billy.
Oh, it's not. It's Bury a Friend.
What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wanting?
The illusion of blindfolds in K-pop is so interesting, because what they're wearing is sheer,
Oh,
like the blindfolds.
yeah.
We all fall asleep. Where do
Is that lace?
Come here.
say it, spit it out? What is it exactly? Your pain is the amount cleaning you out. Am I satisfactory? Today I'm thinking about
I like
That's
the
really
style
cool.
of dancing a lot
the
better.
way I'm drinking.
It's just
my
more
love,
like,
I wanna jump, like I wanna end me.
Your style?
Step on the
Yeah.
glass, staple your tongue. Bury a friend. Try to wake up. double class, killing the sun.
The way the ribbon floats with her
He stepped out of the
the
frame.
frame thing again.
Okay, is it gonna be...
Oh, this is their transition.
What?
Oh, that shot is beautiful though.
Mm. Oh, the snow.
Did his hand do the out of frame thing again
Mhm.
earlier?
And the snow was coming out of frame too.
Oh. Are all of the dances they're doing for this more like a contemporary style? I didn't get to finish my question before 17 song came up.
Oh, the lace over his mouth.
Oh.
Why do they keep doing the out of frame?
I don't know. It's like, it was cool at first, but now I feel like they're using it too much. Okay. Onus is doing a great job, but it's the camera working again.
I was so quiet doing
Same. Sorry. I feel so bad because we've just been so silent for these. So, same as the last video, I'm going first and I don't have a lot to say. Especially since 2 out of the 3 performances they did in this video are covers, I can't really speak on those. I made a lot of comments during their Billie Eilish dance though. I think the best thing that I said that I low-key should elaborate on is the ribbon thing. It was like their blindfolds at first, but then they used it as a prop just because like the way that it floats in the air, matching in time with the music with her and then the ribbon goes but like my one thing that was like really bothering me was the camera work again, because I'm not as familiar with the Black Swan choreography, but I do kind of know the 17 Fear folk choreography as well as I can know a dance, okay? Peyton, stop making that face. Like, I know in K-pop especially, there are going to be times where like they zoom in on people's faces instead of doing like a full dance shot, but there are definitely moments where they were zooming in on a member's face when it really should have been a full shot, because like there are members on the sides that are doing really intricate and interesting things in the dance, but then they would have a full shot of just like the members standing in a row doing like very subtle movements and everyone's doing the same thing, and I'm like, that's a moment when you can zoom in. Anyways, Peyton, our resident dancer.
This will be interesting because I feel like I can talk about it in 3 parts. So first, with the Billie Eilish song, that is original choreography. I'm actually gonna talk kind of about what you were saying, Anna, about like the ribbon and how it's like the ribbon goes ah, and her voice goes ah, and their dancing too went ah. Like it felt very light again, but different than in the Dance Monkey cover. This one just felt more like, I don't know, like, you know when she does ah and it's very breathy? That's what it felt like, rather than like dolls that are being controlled.
The breathiness is sort of like a wave. Do you know what I mean?
But you're not wrong. It's like that arc, like a lot of their movements in the choreography go along that thing. Like they do a barrel turn to their knee and the path of their body is literally like that ah that you think of, like going up and then floating down rather than like down to the ground. And in the same way, the song itself, like the instrumental, isn't like super high energy, like a ton going on. And the dance too is kind of mirroring that like more minimalistic style. Not in that they're not using a lot of energy, because they are, but it's just very controlled and there's no excess in what they're doing. It's very much mirroring her very like breathy voice and the quality of the song, and so I really liked it. Okay, but now going on to the covers. So starting off, they did a great job covering both songs, and I just always find it really interesting to watch groups cover choreographies that I know well, and so I expect them to look one way, but then they take the same choreography and they're doing it in their own style, and they've like done their own interpretation of it. And I think that's one of the coolest things about dancing, is that like you can take the same choreography and it can look different on every person if they're interpreting it differently. And ONEUS just in general has a different dance style than both BTS and 17, and you could tell that they had made the decision rather than trying to copy it, because I think they're definitely capable of copying it more closely than they did. You could tell they had made the decision to do it more in their own style, which I liked. Like one example of that in Black Swan, for instance, are like the arm movements that they do. So in the BTS choreography, the arm movements, they're like the Swan Lake arm movements, because that's like the whole concept of it. When ONEUS does it, it's very much more like there's a little bit more weight to it, and it's more like we're getting to our place and then we're moving back to our place, and it feels a lot more controlled. And then I think about like how BTS does it, and it's a lot more like we're floating through the sky, and it's like lighter. And honestly, when I was thinking about them at the same time, it reminded me a lot of like Black Swan versus White Swan in the ballet Swan Lake. And then I thought the transition to 17 was really cool, because that was one moment where I thought, because I agree for the most part with Anna about the camera work, but the close-up to Raven when he ended Black Swan and brought his hand up, and then it switched straight to 17's Fear, I was like, oh, that was a great transition shot, because that's also like the position he needed to be in. But yeah, same thing with 17, like you could see their style on the same choreography, and I just think that's really cool. I think that's all I have to say.
I will be doing the TLDR today because Peyton hard carried this video. But anyways, TLDR is we really enjoyed finally watching these two videos that have been highly requested for a very long time, especially because with ONEUS we've already reacted to all of their currently released title tracks, so it was good to get some new content in there. It was something a little bit different, because usually whenever we react to ONEUS we like tend to focus more on the music, at least for me, just because we've really liked their songs. So this was a little different. It was focusing only on their dance and performance. Yeah.
That being said, if you enjoyed this video, if you also enjoyed the dance breaks that ONEUS put out with Wanda K, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe,
Done.
turn on your notification bell, and bye.
Bye.